Okay, so the premise is like two stories that come together. So Michael, who I play, is going to a performing arts school, but finds out that he doesn't have a place to stay anymore, and he ends up getting dropped on his dad's doorstep that he has never met in his 15 years of living, who is the complete opposite of him. He's a womanizer, he's living his life. Now he realizes he has to be a father, and a family comes together. My mom, played by Mindy Kaling, who's like a legend in like television comedy and in anything for that matter. And yeah, when she drops me off, Vince, who's my dad on the show, is like, what's going on? Like, it's been 15 years and you haven't said anything. So there's definitely a lot of chaos in the sense that, you know, Mindy, who plays Priya, is so desperate to like give her kid home, like one mom might be. And I feel like although Vince does care for someone that he just found as his child, he was also like, whoa, this is my life. Like, what are you doing, woman? So it's definitely a mixture of that. At the end of the pilot, when Michael has to go back to the performing arts school and re-audition, he ends up performing a song that is Vince's favorite song, or at least one of them by his favorite band, Queen. Like, whose band is that? Not their favorite. And then they kind of share this moment where Vince was like, wait, we are on the same wavelength. Like, you are my son. And it's really sweet. And that moment is just so pivotal in the show because we get a sense of hope. I feel like the majority of the episode we're like, this family's not going to work out. Like, what's happening? But in those like few seconds of We Are the Champions playing, it's like, this is a show and this is a family. It's a different kind of family dynamic where not only is it just like a child, a dad, and an uncle, but the child is half Indian and gay and openly gay for that matter. And there's like no shame about the fact that this child identifies as gay. Like, this family does not care whatsoever. They just want to love him for who he is, which, you know, the gay characters' parents that have been displayed on network comedies, it's always like, how do we get used to this? So like, not only do we have a half Indian gay character with a dad and uncle, but we have a half Indian gay character with a supporting dad and uncle. They don't even ask any questions, and that's great. It's definitely like a mixture of like a family comedy mixing with a workplace comedy. The gym influences Michael in so many ways. In, you know, a sense, this gym is Vince's home and has been Vince and Matthew's home since they were little. This was their dad's gym. So it's very much influential in Michael's life, and everyone's life. And the storylines that intertwine with Michael being at this gym are so funny. You know, it's so funny. Ever since, even before I knew I was going to be involved in this project, I was emailed the script by my agent and I read it, and like every other line was Michael just like stabbing people like comedically. And I was like, I want to play this role so bad because I just think it's so funny. And he has free will and he does it with like such kindness. Like, you can't blame him. It's not hard when I have to deliver it, but it's hard like Fortune Feimster plays Ruby and she's like an iconic comedian. So like whenever she does any of her scenes, like we always break. But Andy is definitely, he plays Matthew, he's the one that breaks like every time. So yeah, when he starts laughing, or like if I say something and he starts laughing, I'll be like dead. I'll break. You should tune into this show because it is a workplace comedy and a family comedy that comes together. It defies odds and it brings you funny, but a lot of heart.